Look at the screen. Don't. Now we've got ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. This is the quadratic form. And we know how to solve for x. What is the most convenient way? What is the one of the most convenient ways to solve for x? What? Factorization, okay. What is a guaranteed way to get the answers? Or quadratic formula, right? Let us recite the quadratic formula. X equals to, wait, how about this? Take a look. Minus b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. If you leave your working like this, and even if you manage to get a correct value of x, I will still give you wrong. Okay, it's not exactly wrong, but I don't know what this is supposed to be. You know, you like to leave things hanging like this in the middle of nowhere. You leave the expression floating in the middle of nowhere. What is this supposed to be? This is supposed to be x, right? So you're supposed to state that this is x. Okay, don't assume that I know. I absolutely hate it to see things like that. Okay, so here we have x equals 2. Now, we are going to get maximum of 2 solutions, right? Okay, these are 2 roots. Okay, so we've got negative b plus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a, as well as negative b minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, so these are our 2 possible answers. What happens if, okay, when is it that we get 2 different answers like this? Why is it that from one expression of x, we can get 2 different answers, and they are different? Why? Which is the portion about the answers over here that results in 2 different values? Okay, so you have rightly identified that there is a plus something and a minus something. Everything else is the same, right? Agree? Yes. Okay, so I will put it to you that this value inside here determines whether we have 2 answers, 2 separate answers, 2 different answers, or 1 answer, or no answer. Do you agree? Yes. Okay, when is it that we have 2 different answers? Tell me something about the part in green. When the portion in green, b squared minus 4ac is positive. When it is positive, I will result in 2 different values of x. Do you agree? Yes. Okay, let's put it down first. When b squared minus 4ac greater than 0, this gives me 2 different answers for x. In other words, 2 distinct, which just means different, okay? 2 distinct roots, okay? 2 different answers, 2 different solutions, 2 different roots, okay, so far? Now, when is it that I have this value equals to this value? When does this happen? Sorry? I heard the answer, but partial answer only. When will these 2 be actually equal to each other? They are not different anymore. Tell me about the part in green. Think about it. The green part is 0. Okay, let's see what happens. If the green part is equal to 0, if the green color part is 0, I've got negative b plus 0 divided by 2a, right? On the other one, the other solution, I got negative d minus 0 divided by 2a. Aren't they the same? Agree so far? Who is lost? Anybody? Okay, so next, when this is situation number 1, scenario number 2, when b squared minus 4ac equals to 0, I've got how many answers? How many? 1. I will say I have 2 repeated answers. Do you agree? Can I say it this way? 2 repeated answers. In other words, we like to call it 2 repeated roots. Okay? Finally, I've got a case of 2 solutions. I have a case of 1 solution. In other words, repeated real roots. What do you think the last case is? What else could happen to b squared minus 4ac?
No roots. No real roots.
What happens when we say there is no real roots? What happened?
Negative inside the square root.
Yeah, okay. So whatever is inside the square root now becomes negative, right? Okay, so it is less than 0, and we can see that we cannot square root a negative number. So the third case will be when b squared minus 4ac less than 0, we get no roots. Okay, I'll just leave a blank over here first. Some of you are saying no real roots. You remember me telling you about the word real before?
No.
Okay, no real roots. If a number is not real, then what is it? Huh? Negative?
No, it does not like.
Yeah, if it is not real, then it is imaginary. Okay? In this case, we've got here, case number 1, we've got two distinct real roots. They are real. Okay? Next, we've got two repeated real roots. And the final one, we call it no real roots. Why do you want to say no real roots? Huh? Why don't they just say no answer?
Sounds good.
Not just that, no real roots, they are implying that there are imaginary roots. Okay, that is not in our syllabus, but just note that these are the terms that we will be using. Okay, so now, these three cases, are they easy to follow? Easy? Yeah, okay, that's a big chunk of this topic already. Now, next thing I need you to flip to is page 52. Page 52, you see a table over there? We've got an equation. Part A, x squared plus 2x minus 2 equals to 0. And they tell us that, you're supposed to find b squared minus 4ac, which is equals to 12. Okay? Then as next column, it says roots equals to negative 2.73, 0.732, and then the nature of roots. Two distinct real roots. And they ask you to sketch the curve. Okay, this is our x-axis. Now, do you know what all these means? This first line, the example that is given in your textbook. Okay, first part is simply an equation. Simply an equation. The second one, b squared minus 4ac. We realize that actually b squared minus 4ac determines whether we have two real roots, two real and distinct roots, two repeated real roots, or no real roots at all. This green color part tells us the nature of the roots. Okay, in this case, b squared minus 4ac, we realize it is greater than 0, it is positive. Therefore, we have two distinct real roots, as shown in case number 1. Okay? Now, the roots, we can solve it any way we like it. What method do you think they used to find the two roots over here in this equation? Quadratic formula, you are right. They could have used completing a square, but it's just a waste of time, unless you want to practice. Okay? So, what does this graph here over here mean? What is this? What is sketch of curve? Any idea? You know, whenever you sketch a curve, right, you are supposed to write down the equation of a curve, isn't it? And you will see from your homework that was just returned to you, many of you didn't state the equation of the curve. You did not label. So I'll penalize you for it. Now, what do you think is the equation of this curve? What is it? Tell me the equation of this curve. X squared plus 2x minus 2. Is this the equation of the curve? Equals to 0? Equals to 0. So this is now an equation. It is not a curve. Y equals 2. Okay, let's change it. This becomes y equals 2. Does this make sense? Y equals to x squared plus 2x minus 2. Okay, let's see. What is the coefficient of x squared? Is it positive or negative? Positive. What kind of shape should I have? Parabola? Opening upwards. Okay, it looks correct. If I were to solve it, if I want to solve for, you see, this equation over here is different from this one, right? What is the obvious difference? What is the obvious difference between this and this? What do you see? Y equals to 0. Can you actually see that y is supposed to be equal to 0 in this case? So originally, when I have an equation like this, I can sketch, right? And my graph should look like this with a y, right? So these are my two roots, negative 2.73, and this will be 0.732, and this is my equation with a minimum point that I always must label, right? Okay, this is my complete graph over here. Why is it that the textbook removed my y-axis? Why? Because here we have equals to 0. Whereas over here I've got a sketch of y equals to x squared plus 2x minus 2. So some of you correctly point out that, hey, actually y equals to 0. Can you imagine if I ask you to solve this, solve that this is equal to 0. Okay, yeah, I can do it graphically. That will be, I'll sketch y equals to x squared plus 2x minus 2. And then this is my equation number 1. Equation number 2 will be y equals to 0. Equation number 2. If I were to solve these two simultaneously, wouldn't I get x squared plus 2x minus 2 equals to 0? Right? And then you will use your x equals to minus b plus minus blah 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 blah. You get two answers. Correct? Okay. Now, instead of doing sketching y equals to x squared plus 2x minus 2, they decided to combine everything together. Y equals to 0 represents our x-axis. Right? Yeah. So that's why over here we only have our x-axis and I have the shape of the graph. Where the graph intersects my x-axis will be my solution. You need to remember this. You need to go and play the video again. Listen carefully to my words. Where the graph intersects the y-axis will be the solutions to our equation of x squared plus 2x minus 2 equals 0. Okay? That is called solving them simultaneously. So let's take a look at the next part, B. Okay, I'll fill it in for you. We've got negative 2x squared minus x plus 1 equals to 0. What is the value of b squared minus 4ac? 9. Wow, that's really fast. You did it earlier already. So yes, this value is 9. I want you to include this part, greater than 0. Because that's the whole point. Is it greater than 0? Is it equal to 0? Is it less than 0? So here it is greater than 0. What does that imply? If the green part is greater than 0, it means there are two distinct real roots. Okay? So you will cut twice. Two repeated real roots, cut once. No real roots, doesn't cut. Okay? Cut what? Later I tell you. Okay, so here we've got 9, which is positive. It means that there are two distinct real roots. It's going to cut at two different spots. Okay, in this case, it is going to cut our x-axis. Y-axis, because this part is simply y equals to this. Y equals to negative 2x squared minus x plus 1. And this is y equals to 0, which is our x-axis. Okay? So if we decide to calculate, we see that the roots are actually equals to negative 1 and 0.5. Now, with this information, the roots negative 1 and 0.5, can you sketch the curve quickly? Okay, is it a parabola opening upwards or downwards? Up or down? Down. How many times does it cut my x-axis? 2 times. So it must look like this. Okay, how do we get 9? These are the b squared minus 4ac equals to b, which is negative 1, square minus 4, negative 2 times 1. So we get 9. Can? Okay. Now, these two values, what do you think they are? Where they cut my x-axis. What is the, they are the x-intercepts. What is the value on the left? Negative 1, the one on the right? Okay, that's it. Any questions? Am I moving too fast? Who thinks I am moving okay pace? An okay pace. Who thinks too fast? Too slow? The rest? Stunned already. Of course never listen. Then go and watch the video. You want to waste time in class. Okay, part C. We've got 4x squared minus 4x plus 1 equals to 0. Okay, so b squared minus 4ac must be negative 4 squared minus 4 times 1. How much is this?
0.
This is 0. What does that tell us?
2 repeated root.
This tells us that 2 repeated real roots. And what are the roots? If we try to solve for it, we'll have x equals to minus b blah blah blah, and we get 0.5. Right? Did you all get 0.5? What is the other answer? 0.5 again. So that is why we take minus b plus minus, we plus a 0, you minus a 0, you get two same values. So they are repeated. What do you think the graph looks like? Opening upwards. So like this. How about like this? Must be just touching, right? Okay, just touching over here. Okay? Okay, I will put up the answers for page 53 online. But have you learned what is the most important point of today's topic? The most important portion of today's lesson is this part in green. Whether it is greater than 0, equal to 0 or less than 0. Okay? We don't like to just keep calling it the green part. There is a name for this. It is called the discriminant. Okay? This b squared minus 4ac has a name. B squared minus 4ac equals to discriminant. Okay? Now, when you are doing your homework, when you are doing your tests and exams, you definitely will need to use this. Okay? Now listen carefully. If you write b squared minus 4ac, you literally write this. Maybe 3 squared minus 4 times 1 times 2. Then you give me a value. Okay? When the original equation was, let me just give you an equation. 3x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals to 0. And then you write b squared minus 4ac equals to 2 squared minus 4 times 3 times 1. And then you give me a value which is 4 minus 12, negative 8. If you write this, I will be wondering, what's b, a, and c? Is it a valid question? If the question states 3x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 0, and there you go writing b squared minus 4ac equals to blah 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 blah, I will be wondering what is a, b, and c. So what are we supposed to do? Well, you can let a be equals to whatever, b equals to 2, and c equals to 1. Alternatively, why don't you just write DISC, discriminant. Okay? So this is what I recommend. Write DISC. We all understand. It is the discriminant. Alright? Sometimes I like to set traps for my students. I'll show you my trap. Okay. What is the discriminant? What is the discriminant?
C squared minus 4b a.
Okay, you see my point over here? If I choose to replace numbers with b, c, and a, I can do that. They are simply constants. Then when you write your discriminant, this will be the answer. This will be what it looks like. Okay? So therefore, it is never a good idea to use b squared minus 4ac equals to whatever is over there. Okay? Always write discriminant. Understand? Okay, moving on.
So we don't need to write the equation, right? We write DISC.
No need. Just write the discriminant will do. I think I've got one more case that I haven't gone through. So let me just do that first. Let's take a look at part F. Part F, yeah? We've got negative 2x squared plus x minus 2 equals to 0. What is the discriminant? So notice that I don't want to write b squared minus yc anymore. I want to write discriminant. What is the value? 1 squared minus 4, negative 2, negative 2. How much is this? Are you sure 0? Negative 15. Okay, so what is this? What do you want to write at the right hand side? Greater than 0? Less than 0? What is it? It's less than 0, so no real roots. Okay, what does this actually mean? It means that if I want to solve for x equals to minus b plus minus square root blah 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 blah, you will get error, right? And you get an error because this value, which goes into your square root, is negative. Okay, so no real roots. You don't have any solutions for x. What this means is that it does not cut my x-axis. Okay, why am I referring to the x-axis? Because this being my y equals to, and this being my y equals to 0. Y equals to 0 is my x-axis. So I am solving simultaneous equation of y equals to negative 2x squared plus x minus 2, as well as y equals to 0 at the same time. So there is no solution. They don't intersect at all. What is my parabola shape? Opening up or down? Down. Down. Does it intersect? No. Does it touch? No. So this is my graph. Okay? Any questions? Alright, then let's do practice now 5. I'll do it together with you. Okay, let's take 30 seconds to read the question. Equation x squared plus 3x plus k equals to 5x minus 3. It has repeated real roots. Okay, when you see this, immediately what comes to your mind? Okay, it intersects once. What else? What is equal to 0? Discriminant. Okay, how do I get the discriminant? What exactly is discriminant? Your b squared minus 4ac, right? Where's your a, b, and c? They must be of the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. Then you can find your discriminant, correct? Do you have ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0? Have I? No. How to change? Just rearrange, right? Let's rearrange. X squared plus 3x minus 5x plus k plus 3 equals to 0. This is a very important skill that you need to have. You need to change it into ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Sec 2 student can do it. I'm sure you can do it. X squared minus 2x plus k plus 3 equals to 0. Next very important skill. What is the value of a? B? C? Easy? So right, discriminant equals to how much? B squared minus 4, 1, and 3. How much is this? 4 minus 12, negative 8. Hey, wait. No. I made a mistake. There's a k plus 3. That's k plus 3. Okay, so this will give me 4 minus 4k minus 12. Am I right? Did I make any mistakes? Okay, so this gives me negative 4k minus 8. Oh, wait, what am I supposed to do over here? Simplify? How to simplify? Factorize. No need to factorize. What is this? What am I supposed to do now? Sub what? What am I supposed to do? You see, I follow the steps, right? I got a discriminant. And what am I supposed to do? What? It is equal to 0. Why? Why is this supposed to be equal to 0? Because the question said it has repeated real roots. You are supposed to infer that it means we have discriminant equals to 0. So the next mark will come here. You put down that this is equal to 0, you get 1 mark. Okay, so what's the value of k? So for k equals to negative 8, k equals to negative 2. Is it? So am I right or wrong? Correct lah. Okay, step by step ah. Okay, negative 4k minus 8 equals 0. You can bring this one over here. So you get 4k equals to negative 8 and k equals to negative 2. Okay? Sec 1 work over here. Yes? What? What if they say there are okay, let's take a look at practice now 6. I've got 2.5 minutes. I think you can get this really quickly. Yeah? Practice now 6. Question 1. Find the values of p for which the equation negative x squared minus 4x plus 2p equals to 7 has 2 real and distinct roots. Okay, what does this tell me? What does this tell me about the discriminant?
Bigger than 1. Bigger than 0.
Discriminant bigger than 0. Yeah, it is positive. Okay. So, is this of the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0? No. Change it. Negative x squared minus 4x plus 2p minus 7 equals to 0. What is my discriminant? Discriminant, come on. What is b squared? Negative 4 squared. Take note, the brackets, very important. Please don't make careless mistakes by writing negative 4 squared without brackets. Then you'll get it wrong. Okay, so b squared minus 4a 2p minus 7. Right, this is my discriminant. Let's see what we get. 16 plus 8p minus 28, which is 8p minus 12. Am I right? Okay. Now, what do we do over here? I've got my discriminant already. Based on the question, what did they say? How many roots? 2. 2 real and distinct roots. That tells me that discriminant is greater than 0. This is greater than 0. Do you know how to solve this? Have you all learned it in Sec 2? Okay, 8p minus 12 is greater than 0. So 8p greater than? P greater than? P is greater than 3 over 2. Okay? So this is my answer, and that is the answer to your question, Sudan. Got 2 what? Okay, listen Listen to the question very carefully. What did they say? 2 real roots, right? Is this supposed to be the root? No, this is just a value of p. Wait. This is just a value of p such that when I substitute inside here, my equation will give me 2 real roots, 2 values of x. Okay? Now, if you were to choose p greater than 3 over 2, choose any value of like, example, p equals to 2. You put it inside here, you solve it, you get 2 different answers. Choose another value of p for me, please. Let's say p equals to 10 lah. Is it greater than 3 over 2? When I substitute inside here and you solve it, you will get 2 real roots. What happens when I substitute p equals to 3 over 2? What do you think happens?
Also same.
No, it's wrong. It's wrong. Because it's greater than.
Yeah. It should be greater than 3 over 2. But what happens when p is equals to 3 over 2? Do a quick calculation.
0.
Discriminant equals 0. So how many answers will there be? How many answers for x will there be? 1. There will be 1 answer for x. What happens if I go less than 3 over 2?
Negative.
When this is less than 3 over 2, this will be smaller than 0. Will there be any solutions? No solutions. Okay? So that's about all that I can cover within the 1 period. I will assign homework questions online. Okay, it will be due tomorrow.